And so Moses saw that. Moses heard. Now, what did Moses do? First thing he did, we don't know if he took the sandals off or not because immediately it says he did what? What was his first reaction? He hid. He hid from the face of God. Why? Because he was afraid. Guys, again, let me warn you. Do you want to get to know God more? Well, knowing God more is going to require knowing yourself more. Because the more you get into the light of who God is, that light is going to shine and it's going to show you something awesome in Him and something not so awesome in you. There is no other way. There is no other way to draw in because when you draw near and when God highlights that, when He shows you, hey, you have a little bit of this in your life. Hey, you still have that. Hey, you still have that. It's to recognize it and surrender it like the sandal, like Moses did, so that we can continue to learn and grow and be made holy. That's what he did. He hid from his face. Who else hid? Guys, a lot of people. It's another pattern. Elijah has this encounter with the holy God, and Isaiah did. And he said, I saw the Lord high and lifted up, and immediately I was afraid. Because I am a man of unclean lips, he would say. God had to address that. And then, you guys, you don't have to go far. Genesis. Adam and Eve. They ate. They rebelled against the Lord. And what's one of the first things that they did? They ran and hid. They took fig leaves, right, to hide and cover up themselves. But then when God comes out and says, where are you? Why? Because they're hiding. Now, it's not because God didn't know where they were. He knew, but he was drawing them out of hiding. Solomon, it says the same thing. He says, come out of, the Song of Solomon, come out of the cleft, come out of hiding. God, over and over again in the Old Testament and the New, he's calling his people out of darkness, out of hiding to step into the light. Moses is trying to hide in the same way, but God responds the same way he did Adam and Eve. Where are you? He responds with a question of a loving pull. And then when he begins to address Adam and Eve, it's encouraging words. Not the, guys, you messed up. What is this? What'd you do? I left y'all 5 minutes and look what you did. You know, this wasn't God like that. And when Moses is hiding, what do you hear? Can I read those words again? He hides. And what's the thing? God doesn't, hey, don't be afraid. He doesn't tell him that. He doesn't say don't be afraid. He instead says, when he says he hid, he says, I have observed the misery of my people Israel. And then he continues on this verbiage. I've heard their cries. I've seen how they've been treated. I see this, I see that, so now go. And so what is he hearing? He is hearing these comforting words from God. But guys, I didn't say this part earlier. Do you guys know where Moses' name comes from? Some of you guys do. Moses' name comes from his stepmom. All right? And the Bible says that she drew him out of the water and called him Moses because Moses means to be drawn out of, to be pulled out of. What is Moses hearing? God is saying, I hear the cries of my people. A child was crying, and the daughter of Pharaoh heard the cries, had compassion, and rescued and adopted this boy. Now, this isn't Pharaoh, this is the King of Kings saying, I see my people in bondage. I hear their cries. Moses is, wait, that's my story. That's me. And it says, and I saved you, but I'm going to save my people. And he's saying, I'm going to draw them out of slavery. I'm going to draw them out of Egypt. I'm going to do the very thing. They are my people. I have not forgotten over 400 years because I am the God of your ancestors who haven't lived in 400 years. And so God is showing himself again. How holy is he that he doesn't forget? Guys, listen, I've forgotten. There's things that I'm supposed to preach on that I literally was like, I forgot I should have said that, but I moved on. I forget all the time. God is so holy, he doesn't forget a thing. Not even his promises and not even his people. That's an encouraging thing for us. And so he hears those words and he's like, God is going to do what you did for me, but then also God is doing it to him. He is hiding. Moses, 40 years later, he's still a baby crying in his own bondage. Can't get out, can't save himself. And here is not just the daughter of a Pharaoh, but the Son of God. Said that the angel of the Lord showed up. This is Jesus speaking these words. And now Jesus, the Son of God, is going to draw Moses out of the river of his sin, out of the river, and he's pulling him out. And so he's going, and now this is a salvation moment, guys. He is saved, but now there's a discipleship moment because you know what else? His response to all of this was, by the way, did you hear at the very end? Hey, I saw what my people are going to do. He doesn't say, I'm going to go and say, no, he said, hey, Moses, get going. You go. Moses' reaction, we don't have the script, but Moses' reaction is, who, me? You talking to me? I mean, he actually says, who am I? Who am I to do this? Who am I to do that? I'm a nobody. Last time they tried to kill me. Last time they didn't respect me. They didn't know me. They didn't listen to me. Who am I? And what was God's response? What did Moses hear to his excuse? Lord, who am I? What did God respond with? I am that I am. The response, I am that I am, was a response to Moses. Who am I? In essence, that question, God doesn't ask a question. He kind of implies, almost answering it, like, because Moses is making it about himself. Who am I to do this? Who am I? I can't do that. I am. I'm going to do it. I am that I am. There's that repetition again. I am that I am. I am that I am. I'm the one who's going to do it, Moses. And every time Moses, I mean, they're like playing, you guys got to read it on your own, and imagine just two ping pong players going back and forth. Moses with an excuse. I can't do it, God. I give you a second. I was like, oh, Lord, I'm a stutterer. Who made the mouth, right? And this is bam, bam, bam. This is an awesome interaction between the two there. But in the end, God ends with, I am that I am. Who am I going to tell him I am? And that phrase kind of sounds weird, but it's a beautiful, rich phrase, guys, which is encouraging for us too, because God is still the same God. The same God who said, I am that I am, still the same God today. And what does I am that I am imply and mean? It means that he is the all-sufficient one. It means I am the one, not you, Moses. This is not on you. I'm going to accomplish this. I'm going to do this through you, but it is all on me. I am that I am. If I've said it, I'm going to do it. He doesn't contradict himself. But a beautiful description that I heard was this. Moses, I am that I am is an implication pretty much saying, listen, in the same way I am here with you, I will be there with you. I am present. I am that I am, present forever. And what did Jesus not tell his apostles on the ascension? Go into all the world. Doesn't he tell the same thing? Go into all the world and tell them what you've heard. Make disciples of all nations, and I will be with you. I am that I am. Same thing. And so, guys, that's an encouraging thing for us too, because now it brings us to what we must do. From then on out, Moses had to learn what it meant to live holy, and Moses made mistakes. Moses made mistakes after that, but you and I have to learn to what does it mean to live holy.